Good morning, it's Lady D of Houston. Hi, Zaire.
Hello.
Hello. Zaire and I are out and about today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we are on our way to a museum. We're not going to tell you guys which one it is, until we get there. But we're going to experience a little bit of history and culture today, and I'm so excited. Are you excited, Zaire? He doesn't know where he's going, so his excitement is probably not there just yet. But at any rate, we will catch up with you later. Toodles! So as you can see, we are here at the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum, and I wanted Zaire to come and just learn some history. Let's see, let me zoom in. This is on the outside of the museum. This is one of the wagons that carry the Buffalo Soldiers, I would imagine. I don't see a plaque or anything describing what this is. So Zaire and I are on our way into the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum, and I've been telling him all about it on our way down here. So we're excited to go in there and check it out and look at some history and read about some of the soldiers. We're so excited, and I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. We'll catch up with you in a minute. Come on, Zaire. Where are you?
Wait.
Dude, come on. I'm excited to get in here. You're holding up progress. Looks like another wagon. Oh, wow. Look at there. And these are, it looks like, contributors of the museum, these names here. Zaire, we'll have to ask the people on the inside. Let's see. Such a beautiful day in Houston today.
Is it closed?
No, it's not closed. You ready to go in? All right, let's check it. Guys, I found out there's usually an entry fee of $10, but because it's Memorial Day and I'm retired military, I got in for free today. Let's see. Zaire says this mannequin looked like me when I was in the Air Force. I was once a second lieutenant. Zaire, wait for me.
Here's the map.
Okay, just wait for me. I'm taking a clip. My thing is turning around. Vietnam War.
Okay.
Go ahead, finish.
The Vietnam War saw the highest proportion of blacks ever to serve in an American war.
Zaire likes to read a lot.
During the height of the U.S. involvement, 1965-69, blacks who formed 11% of the American population made up 12. Looks like somebody.
There's a lot of artifacts here. Oh, yeah.
No cannonball in the house.
Yeah. So this is a picture of the grand opening of the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum here in Houston, and it was opened in 2001, January 2001.
Unveiled on February 28, 2014. Sculptor Antonio Tobias Mendez. Inspection Committee, October 31st, 2013. Charles Blatcher III, founding chairman, National Coalition of Black Veteran Organizations, U.S. Rep, Lieutenant General
see this stuff. Look at this typewriter. Oh my goodness. Sorry, they had to type on that. Try to type on that. Like,
Okay.
oh my goodness. Does it move? It doesn't move.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's just a model.
Yeah, it looks like it, huh? This was a stove. A stove. Is there a year on there, Zaire? No, there's no year on there.
Oh. Let's see. Birmingham banner. No, there's no date on it. Is this the telephone?
That's a oh, I didn't capture that. That's a sewing machine.
That's what they used to look like.
That's their sewing machine. It's from history. If you break it, it could never be replaced.
Because it's priceless.
It's priceless, so we have to be careful with this stuff. Go ahead, Zaire.
But what battle would take much longer to win? It would be more than 50 years for America to fully recognize the heroism of its Black war fighters. At West Point, the Army's military academy, the color barrier remains difficult to crack. Benjamin O'Day, the student, graduates from West Point in 1936. He is the first African American to graduate from West Point in the 20th century. Not one social word was spoken to Davis in his 4 years at West Point.
This is
Their Officer
1990.
Training Board, ROTC, allows some African American college students to become officers. Meantime, African American organizations and newspapers petitioned President Franklin Roosevelt and his administration for dignity and equality in the armed forces.
Wow.
September 1940, Congress passes the Selective Service and Training Act.
Wow. To my old master, Colonel P.H. Anderson. Wow. Zaire, read this letter. So you guys, this letter from the former slave is about his master, Colonel Anderson. Missed him so much, and he wanted him to come back and work for him. And this slave was since emancipated. He moved to Ohio, and he found work to support his family. So he's in his family way, taking care of business and growing more independent. The master missed him. This is his letter, and the master wrote him a letter requesting that he return to work for him. This is the letter the slave wrote back to his master. It's a long letter, so I'm gonna read it because I find it very, very touching. He says, "To my old master, Colonel Anderson of Big Springs, Tennessee," he says, "Sir, I got your letter and was glad to find that you had not forgotten Jordan," which is the guy with the slave, "and that you wanted me to come back and live with you again, promising to do better for me than anybody else can. I have often felt uneasy about you. I thought the Yankees would have hung you long before this for harboring Rebs they found at your house. I suppose they never heard about your going to Colonel Martin's to kill the Union soldiers that was left by his company in their stable. Although you shot at me twice before I left you, I did not want to hear of your being hurt, and I'm glad you are still living. It would do me good to go back to the dear old home again and see Miss Mary and Miss Martha and Alan, Esther, Green, and Lee. Give my love to all of them and tell them I hope we will meet in a better world, if not this. I would have gone back to see you all when I was working in the Nashville hospital, but one of the neighbors told me that Henry intended to shoot me if he ever got a chance. I want to know particularly what the good chance is you propose to give to me. I am doing tolerably well here. I get $25 a month. The victuals and clothing. Have a comfortable home for Mandy. The folks call Mrs. Anderson and children. The folks call her Mrs. Anderson, and the children, Millie, Jane, and Grundy, go to school and are learning well. The teachers say Grundy has a head for a preacher. They go to church, they go to Sunday school, and Mandy and me attend church regularly. We are kindly treated. Wow. Sometimes we overhear others saying, them colored people were slaves down in Tennessee. The children feel hurt when they hear such remarks, but I tell them it was no disgrace in Tennessee to belong to Colonel Anderson. Many darkies would have been proud, as I used to be, to call you master. Now, if you will write and say what wages you would give me, wow, I will be better able to decide whether it would be to my advantage to move back again. I wonder, was he really considering it, though? I'm going to finish reading. As for my freedom, which you say I can have, there is nothing to be gained on that score, as I got my free papers in 1864 from the Provost Marshal General of the Department of Nashville. Mandy says she would be afraid to go back without some proof that you were disposed to treat us justly and kindly. And we have concluded to test your sincerity by asking you to send us our wages for the time we served you. Wow, they still didn't get paid, even to date, looks like. This will make us forget and forgive old scores and rely on your justice and friendship in the future. I served you faithfully for 32 years. Wow, and Mandy 20 years at $25 a month for me and $2 a week for Mandy. Our earnings would amount to $11,680. Add to this the interest for the time our wages have been kept back, and deduct what you pay for our clothing and 3 doctor's visits to me and pulling a tooth for Mandy. And the balance will show what we are in justice entitled to, Please send the money by Adams Express in care of V. Winters, Esquire, Dayton, Ohio. If you fail to pay us for faithful labors in the past, we can have little faith in your promise in the future. We trust the good Maker has opened your eyes to the wrongs which you and your fathers have done to me and my fathers, and making us toil for you for generations without recompense. Here I draw my wages every Saturday night, but in Tennessee there was never any payday for the Negroes any more than for the horses and cows. Surely there will be a day of reckoning for those who defraud the laborers of his hire. In answering this letter, please state if there will be any safety for my Millie and Jane, who are now grown up and both good-looking girls. You know how it was with poor Matilda and Catherine. I would rather stay here and starve and die if it come to that. They have my girls brought to shame by the violence and wickedness of their young masters. You will also state if there has been any schools open for the colored girls, for the colored children in your neighborhood. The great desire of my life now is to give my children an education and have them form virtuous habits. Say howdy to George Carter and thank him for taking the pistol from you when you were shooting at me. From your old servant, Jordan Anderson. Oh my goodness. Did you hear that? That's amazing. To work as a slave, not get paid, and then to be requested to return? You're kidding me. That was powerful. That was powerful. That was powerful. Wow, I have never read a letter from a slave to his master. The gall and the audacity. Hold on, Zaire. I'm coming over there in 1 second. I just read that letter and it was very moving and touching for me. So I have to take a minute.
Mom, come look at this.
Hold on, Zaire. I'm coming.
Despite their bravery, the number of black soldiers in the Army is severely reduced during the period between World War I and World War II.
Hold on, Zaire. I'm coming. I'm trying to capture every moment, okay?
51
All right.
in the United States Army, 5 were commissioned officers, 11 were warrant officers. The Americans looked at them.
Zaire pointed this out to me. This is what he wanted me to see. The last of the Buffalo Soldiers. Oh my goodness. Mark Matthews will be 109 years old. What year is this? Because I thought the last Buffalo Soldier, I thought the last Buffalo Soldier had already passed away. Let's see, Zaire.
Has lived 300. He was born
Oh, this is in
1890.
2003. This is in August 2003. He was turning 109. I think he's like 111 now. I think he passed away already, Zaire. We have to find out. Oh my goodness. That's him right there. This is in 2003. He was 109. Wow.
Why do all of them have FT next to them except for this one?
It's,
And those.
FT stands for fort. It's like a kind of like a campus, like a base. Fort.
Fort Bliss, Fort Conchal, Fort Sill, Fort Warren, Fort
African American
Warren, Fort
participation in the
Lebanon.
armed forces was regulated by firmly held beliefs. Blacks should be
Sorry, this is the bike. This is the cash register right there they used.
I thought that was another typewriter.
Looks like it. That's a register.
Okay, that would be $100,000. What? I have that kind of money.
How many blacks it would accept?
I'm child, man.
Motivation, black male. I thought that I fought for my country.
Was he born with his face green?
I'm sure he was not. That may be a camouflage.
Oh yeah, for that. Were they in the Army or Air Force?
World War II to free people around the world. Their performance on the battlefield would change the American armed forces forever, and their bravery would pave the way for the civil rights battle that would emerge after the war.
I'm proud of myself, and I would really like for the world to know what kind of soldiers we were
He was a Buffalo Soldier.
during this terrible time in our lives.
Wow.
But one battle would take much longer to win. It would be more than 50 years for America to fully recognize the heroism of its black war fighters. At West Point, the Army's military academy, the color barrier remains difficult to crack. Benjamin O. Davis Jr. graduates from West Point in 1936. He is the first African American to graduate from the Point in the 20th century.
Wow.
Not one social word was spoken to Davis in his 4 years at West Point. The Reserve Officer Training Corps, ROTC, allows some African American college students to become officers. Meantime, African American organizations and newspapers petitioned President Franklin Roosevelt and his administration for dignity and equality in the
During
armed
that time, we
forces.
couldn't become officers in the military.
Damn, I didn't know that was
But
like this.
things changed because I was an officer in the
And
military.
then, that's how it was.
September 1940, Congress passes the Selective Service and Training Act. It promises that black Americans will be represented in the armed forces in proportion of the general population.
You remember?
But the Marine Corps isn't accepting blacks. The Army Air Corps isn't accepting blacks. The Navy is, but only as mess attendants. The Army takes African Americans, but only as replacements for its all-black units.
Wow.
Tree diggers, artists, this type of thing.
So he still didn't want them to find.
Nobody truly know what we did during the war.
Look
On
at
the
there.
home front, blacks face discrimination in the expanding defense industry. African American organizations continue to protest. A. Philip Randolph set the July 1st date for a march on Washington. To stop the march, President Roosevelt offers a compromise. He issues Executive Order 8802, which establishes the President's Committee on Fair Employment Practices. The order promises to end discrimination in factories producing for the national defense. 6 months later, the United States enters World War II. The V for victory becomes the double V for African Americans, victory over fascism and victory over racism at home. The double V becomes a rallying cry for African American participation in America's armed forces on the home front. From black entertainers joining the War Bonds campaign rallies to farm workers to workers on the assembly lines, African Americans helped boost morale and supply America's armed forces. As in the Korean War, where some 3,100 African Americans lost their lives. But young African Americans were eager to sign up.
I lied about my age. I had my mom sign some papers said that I was 17.
In Vietnam, black troops represented 15% of the infantry in Southeast Asia. In Marine units, blacks were nearly 9% of the total. And in elite combat units, 1 of every 4 combat troops is black.
What we refuse to swallow is recognition. We refuse to swallow pride of what blacks have done for the armed forces. We refuse to recognize the ability and what they achieved in company to help this country be what it is today.
In Operation Desert Storm to the war in Iraq, African Americans have proudly served their country.
But thanks to the uniform and thanks to this country, it made me somebody. Until the day I die, I'll always be somebody because of what the United States Army done for me. I realized that we was brought over here from Africa and used as slaves. Okay. But this is the only land that we knew of. On 16th of July this year, I'll be 70 years old. And if I could go back into combat in my field condition to do what I did for America, I'd do it all over again.
Wow.
And it's because of that kind of patriotism and legacy of accomplishment that Paul Matthews created the Buffalo Soldiers Museum.
Well, I first read about the Buffalo Soldiers when I was a cadet at Prairie View A&M University back in the 1960s, and read 2 paragraphs in one military book about the Buffalo Soldiers and became very intrigued about these black men in the blue uniform. And it started me on a 30-year journey of collecting artifacts, documents, memorabilia, rifles that led to the displays that you see here today.
Wow.
Displays that help educate the many people unaware of the rich history of African Americans in the armed forces.
People are just overwhelmed and at awe of the contributions made by the Buffalo Soldiers. I mean, they just didn't have a clue that now without the Buffalo Soldiers, the westward movement would have been delayed 50 years. I mean, they don't have a clue as to what black folks did in the military. I mean, we fought in every military campaign. I mean, to summarize what we say and do here is that we were always there. Now, the definitive word being always. Our mission is to preserve, promote, and perpetuate the honor and legacy of the brave men and women who fought, bled, and died for America. And we want the world to know that. I mean, this is not a black museum, you know, but an American history institution. And we may focus on it. We may feature black people, but it's all about American
That's
history.
nice. I think uniforms.
6.
Okay, excuse me.
Y'all enjoying yourself?
Absolutely.
Looks like something Ghost Rider would wear. Look at the stuff back here.
Okay, I'm coming. Hold on one sec. Trying to capture the moments here. Okay, let's go see the weapons.
What?
Oh. We can't go out there though. We have to. That's when we go outside. We'll walk around. I think that's where that wagon was, behind that wagon. Wow, that's some of the stuff they use. We're gonna go in here.
Is that the 6? Oh no, wait, that's only 4.
Okay. So this is some of the stuff they used.
Oh my goodness, this is so rich. Look at this stuff. This is so cool.
Rice, dry peas, beans, cornmeal, dried beef, like beef jerky now, raw sugar. This is some of the rations they had, some of the stuff they used to eat, condiments eat, and yeah. MREs. We still use those in the military when I was in Zaire. Meals
What
ready.
is that?
MREs, meals ready to eat. They're like prepackaged dried meals that you just add water, hot water to, and they cook and you eat. They have a shelf life of I don't even know how many years, meaning they last forever.
When you were in the military, did any people pass away that you knew?
Oh, absolutely. Wow.
Look at all these rifles.
It's a lot of the
RPGs.
tools that they used.
Look at all their weapons.
Okay, I'm coming over. Let me just capture some of these.
Oh yeah.
I know I'm scanning really fast, but this video is almost 30 minutes long, but I just kind of want you to just have an idea of just some of the things they used back then. If you ever get a chance to come to this museum, if you live in Houston or you're here for a visit, please come check it out. It is absolutely phenomenal. A lot of history, a lot of understanding. Don't touch that, Zaire. We can't mess up their stuff here. This stuff is irreplaceable. It's history. It's priceless. Yeah.
Look at all their different grenades.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Wow. Let's see. Zaire wants me to check out the grenades.
If I had some play grenades like that, I would be one of the toughest people in the world.
Check out these rifles. Wow.
And they had different kinds of radios. Hey, another one. It has
Yeah, there's a
lettering.
mirror behind here. I'm trying to get myself out of the frame, but... Oh, looks like, oh, look at these telephones. Oh my goodness. It's called field telephones from the 1950s to present. Oh my goodness. Look
Wait, they still have them?
there. It says to present. I don't know how present
Oh
that
my
is,
gosh.
but oh my goodness.
Wait, that was before you were born.
1950 sure was. There's another typewriter.
Rocket launcher. Rocket launcher.
These were chaplains in the military.
Are those the 6 men?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure. It doesn't say on the bottom of the picture.
World War I chaplain, their name is Brett. Vietnam Chaplain Matthew A. Zimmerman Jr. And I look like Aunt Barbara.
Zaire thinks this picture looks like my Aunt Barbara. No, not to me, Zaire, but if that's what your eyes see, she's a beautiful lady just like your Aunt Barbara.
Yep.
Uh-huh. That she is. Let's see again. Aunt Barbara, if you're watching this tape, do you think that looked like you? Zaire seemed to think that looked like you.
Put a comment.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
All right, we're back to the picture that Zaire seems to think that looks like my Aunt Barbara. So what'd you say, Zaire?
Leave a comment, yes or no. What do you think?
Aunt Barbara, what do you think? Leave a comment, yes or no.
I've heard of him in my
history. That application was denied. She probably died before the turn of the century, as there is no record of her on the 1900 census. Kathy's courage and tenacity have not gone unnoticed. She was the first African-American woman to enlist in the U.S. military and helped open the door for many other remarkable soldiers. The courage and dedication of this brave woman and many others like her serve as inspiration for us all.
Women in the military, Zaire.
Yep. And that one looks like you when you were younger.
All right, she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. I'll take that.
That's a big glove.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Ow!
You tried to salute and you popped yourself in the eye.
Yep.
I have to teach.
With the corner.
Oh, I have to teach you how to salute.
Look, I did this and the paper popped me right here. It almost popped my eye out.
Oh my goodness.
I did this. Ah!
Women in the military.
Yeah,
Serving
this is
proudly.
Should
Awesome.
we be going past this?
Okay. We're still in the museum, you guys. This museum is actually much larger than I thought. It seems like every corner you turn, there's another room with a lot of history and artifacts. And yeah, oh my goodness, you guys have to come down here and check it out. I'm just trying to get a quick glimpse of a little bit of everything, but it's much bigger than I thought. We have a lot of different rooms here. He collected a lot of artifacts. Hold on, Zaire. Different war walls here. What do you want to say, Zaire?
Look behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around in 1 second. Oh, here's the other women in the military. Go, ladies in the military. Yes, that was one awesome time in my life. Like I said before, I had fun times. There were some challenging times, but it was a matter of adapting, and we did what we had to do. Thanks to these brave military women and soldiers that paved the way for us. What do you want me to see, Zaire?
All the astronauts.
Oh, astronauts. Yes. Just looking at the history of the uniforms. Oh, look at this. Ooh. In memory of our flying Buffalo Soldiers. Look at this wall. This is absolutely beautiful.
God's minute. Oh, here's a little poem.
Nice. Read Desire.
God's minute. I only have just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it.
Just a minute.
Dr. Benjamin E. Mays. Or something? Oh, no,
An astronaut. The modern day Buffalo Soldier. How about that?
Donated by M. Doc Holliday.
Nice. Okay, moving right along to the next room. This is World War I food for the soldiers. Looks like they had sardines, a Hershey bar, corned beef. Looks like salmon back there. I'm not sure if that's liquor. Oh, it looks like honey, but it could be liquor. I don't know. Okay. This is a uniform store. Uniform store, and oh, this is their gift shop, souvenir store. I'm gonna have to, of course, get a souvenir. Let's see what I want. I'm gonna cut this off while I do a little bit of shopping.
Here are all the
I am in the bathroom of the Buffalo Soldiers Museum. We had such a good time. Zaire and I are going to get some lunch. We're on our way to that water wall again. He has no idea I'm about to show him this. It's a surprise to him. I know he's gonna freak out. I can't wait for him to see it. Catch up with you later. This was an awesome tour. You guys have to visit the Buffalo Soldiers Museum. If you live in Houston, if you're coming through Houston, you gotta pay it a visit. It's phenomenal. Totals. Shade. No more sign? Yeah, you can walk in the shade, Zaire. Oh, look where I am. I had to come back. I had to bring Mrs. Zaire. Oh my God. There's my breathtaking water wall. I love it. We were gonna stop to get some lunch, but I missed my exit. So we came straight here. We're gonna get some lunch afterwards. I really wanted to have a picnic in the park. Look, Zaire, do you see that? It's called the water wall. Look at there, would you look at there. There it is. There, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, I just cannot get enough of this place. Seriously. Oh my goodness. Zaire, will you look at there? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wait, when you stand and you look at it, it looks like you're going up.
Let me see. Look at this beautiful oh my goodness. Look at this, Zaire. Again, and I'm back at the water wall. Look, don't get too close. It's beautiful. Zaire's loving it. Oh my gosh. People are taking their pictures out here. Oh my goodness. And he runs. If he didn't want to be a dentist, I believe he would be a track star or something, because he runs. That's a run, force run, little boy right there. Slow down, soldier. Oh my God.
Is this here?
We're at the Galleria Mall looking for food. We're looking for the food court. Since we couldn't find food out there, I missed the turn. I had to keep making U-turns. I know some smells really good. We're walking in the famous Houston Galleria Mall. This is one big mall. Really, really nice stores, high-end stores, a little bit of everything. But what we're in search of now is what, Zaire?